This interesting creek crossing here, and then
cool way to start off the ride. Alright, well, good morning, guys. It's going to be a fun day. I'm on a little bit of a reconnaissance mission to check and see if a certain area that we really like is open for backpacking, as we have some really good friends from New Zealand coming to visit us next weekend. So we're trying to scout out options, see what's melted out, and that's what we're going to find out today.
so the trail we're on currently is the Christmas Valley Trail, and this is usually done as a loop from the Big Meadow parking lot. I chose to just ride up the trail, not doing a loop, because I'm not sure how high the snow level is going to be. And a few trees down, this is the second tree that I'm crossed. I'm not very convinced that we're going to be getting up higher in terrain just because of snow, but we will find out. All right, guys, this is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see these red little blooms here. These are, I believe, snow plants or snow flowers, and I believe they're a form of fungus, but you can start to see them popping up all over the place here, which is pretty cool. Here's another one a little bit taller.
So as I'm reading on the internet, the snow plant is a parasitic plant that derives its sustenance and nutrients from a mycorrhizal fungi that attach to tree roots. So, for your information.
As you will see, this trail is a black, mainly because of all of the rock. Makes for techy downhill and a techy uphill if you go this way. Here's one of the bigger features on the Christmas Valley Trail. You can kind of see from the top here down this slab, then obviously down here. So I'm by myself today. I did ride most of that last season, but I will not be tackling that today by myself. All right, as we continue to grind away, going uphill here, I figured I'd take some time to answer some questions that I've seen pop up with some of the last videos. So one of the questions I saw recently was, do I carry bear spray on our hiking or biking trips? And the answer to that is no, I do not. And you know, I know people here do carry it, and of course, that's, if you want to be extra safe, you can bring that with you 100%. Just make sure you know how to use it, when to use it, all that stuff. Now you might ask, why don't I use the bear spray? And here's why. Because of Bree's dad, who worked at Glacier National Park for 12 seasons. And so obviously in Glacier, you have black bears and you have the grizzly bear. Here in Tahoe, we only have the black bears. And so there is a different level of aggression between the two species, obviously with the grizzly being more dangerous. And so in Glacier, we carried bear spray 100% of the time, and never had to deploy it on a bear, but obviously there's scenarios where people have had to use that bear. Now I would say that I've had probably 5 or 6 black bear encounters while on my bike, and they've always just run away. As soon as I've gotten close, made a little bit of noise, and so yeah, I mean, I respect the animal, but I also don't fear the black bear like I do the grizzly. So hopefully that helps answer the rationale that I don't carry bear spray.
All right, guys, well, I made it up about 1,000 feet and had to call it there, as I just don't think it's worth it to go any further as the snow patches are becoming more and more frequent. But again, I think another 1 to 2 weeks, it's not like it's fully covered, it's just patches. And although this next week isn't supposed to be as warm, I think it'll still be in the 60s. So hopefully we'll be able to get up here soon. All right, we're heading down, and I do have the full face back on because this does have some bigger features, a lot of rocks. So if you do fall, you'd probably want to have this on. So let's get after it. Okay, so one of the things I also want to do is I'm going to try to use, for part of the ride, the GoPro 360 or the GoPro Max, and just kind of see what it looks like. I know a lot of people don't like that as much with the fisheye effect, but I think it's more immersive to what the ride is actually like. So we'll start with just a regular GoPro, and then we'll probably switch 3/4 of the way down. And I'm gonna walk this section. This is the only kind of muddy part that was on the trail. Everything else, if it was water, it was pretty solid with a base. So again, I don't like going if you're gonna wreck the trail, but again, if you walk those sections, you should be fine. It is just a little bit soft to ride that aggressively. And there are trees down still, so alright, I think that was our last snow patch. We got this interesting creek crossing here, and then we should actually get some true downhill. Alright, let's get it. Alright guys, we have switched over to the 360 camera. So I am curious to find out what this thing does. Side feature.
Nice.
All right, well, I think there was a clear winner there. I am not a fan of the 360 camera for the mountain biking. I think the biggest issue is that in the 360 setting on this GoPro Max, you film in 5.6K, but when it gets rendered out, essentially it's a 1080p video with the positioning of the frame that you choose, and then you can upscale that to the 4K, which I usually upload in. But ultimately, it looks a bit grainy, and it really struggles with the shadows and highlights. So obviously kind of hoping GoPro brings out the GoPro Max 2 soon, which will probably match the Insta360, which has now gone up to 8K, which basically means you can choose your frame of how you want to position your footage, and you can have it in good, solid 4K quality that will probably deal with those shadows and highlights much better. And again, thanks for watching.